Hello and welcome to another Lighthouse devotional. I'm Vicki and today I'll be talking to you about transforming communities. So Lighthouse has 3 key values. Number 1, worshipping God, and Tim and Connor spoke to you about that earlier in the week. Number 2, making disciples, and Tim Dawson and Al Ross spoke to you about that. And number 3, transforming communities, and Tony Rota spoke to you about that, and now it's my turn. So, talking about transforming communities. In the Bible, Acts shows us a wonderful way to live as a community, to share resources, care for others, and work together. So in Acts 2, verse 42 to 47, the ESV translation, it says, "And they devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and fellowship, to the breaking of bread and the prayers. And all came upon every soul, and many wonders and signs were being done through the apostles. And all who believed were together and had all things in common. And they were selling their possessions and belongings and distributing the proceeds to all, as any had need. And day by day, attending the temple together and breaking bread in their homes, they received their food with glad and generous hearts, praising God and having favour with all the people. And the Lord added to their number day by day those who were being saved." Sounds good, doesn't it? Sounds like the ideal. In the Message paraphrase, they mention it like this, and I prefer this version, relating to our community around here. "They committed themselves to the teaching of the apostles, life together, the common meal, the prayers. Everyone around was in awe of all those wonders and signs done through the apostles. And all the believers lived in wonderful harmony, holding everything in common. They sold whatever they owned and pooled their resources so that each person's needs was met. They followed a daily discipline of worship in the temple, followed by meals at home, every meal a celebration, exuberant and joyful, as they praised God. People in general liked what they saw. Every day their numbers grew as God added to those who were saved." So what we're talking about here is a community who works together, shares together, and also works as a representation of what church can be like and how it can help. But one of the things I think we have to be careful of is not just looking at church and community as inside the four walls of Lighthouse, or just our church, or just our people that we're reaching out to, which of course is really important, and especially if you're wanting to make disciples and to develop your fellowship, that is all really amazing. But if we're talking about transforming communities, something we have to do is go out into the community. So we need to work together with God to transform and to change our communities. We're not doing it alone, we're doing it with God. That's something to remember. It's His work, it's not ours. So, ways to engage and change communities. Well, rather than expecting people to come to us, which is lovely when they come to cafe or if they come to craft fairs or anything that we're hosting, that's great. But sometimes we need to go out and engage in our communities, and it's more than those that already know us and know our church building. We need to find ways to love and to serve our communities outside the walls of the church. So let's start small. Let's be relational. Let's get to know neighbours. Let's get to know shopkeepers and those people you see every day. Give them a smile and a kind word. Get involved, and not just in church projects. What other projects are there around town, around your community that you could get involved in? Do you have a hobby or a passion that you can share? Could you join a choir? Can you join a craft group? Scouts, brownies, they often need help. Offer to help at school or to join the governors or the PTA. All these things need resources and they need people to help them. Could you help befriend people through age concern or help with the beach clean once a month? There really is something out there for everyone. Sometimes they need people to help on the common. If you're into gardening and that sort of thing, there's always options. Don't be held in by the walls of Lighthouse. Break out into the secular world, but take God with you. We need to reach out to those unseen and uncared for. Could you help with food bank or to chat to people who are lonely? To transform communities, we need to be in the community. Jesus didn't just stick to those who understood religious rules. He went to all people, transforming them by showing love, grace, and giving them hope. We can do this today, we just need to reach out. Thank you.